didn't think it polite to listen, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry for that, for your sake. I don't play accurately. Anyone can play accurately, but I play with wonderful expression.
Yes, sir.
Have you got those cucumber sandwiches cut for Lady Bracknell?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Thank you, Lane.
Thank you, sir. Sir, Mr. Ernest Worthing.
Ernest, what brings you up to town?
Oh, pleasure. What else to bring one anyway? Eating as usual, I see, Algie.
I believe it is customary in good society to have some slight refreshment around 5 o'clock. Where on earth have you been since last Thursday?
Oh, in the country.
What on earth do you do there?
Oh, when one is in town, one amuses oneself. When one is in the country, one amuses other people. It is excessively boring. Hello. Why all the cups? Why cucumber sandwiches? Who is coming to tea?
Oh, merely Aunt Augusta and Gwendolyn.
Oh, perfectly delightful.
Yes, it is, but I'm afraid Aunt Augusta won't quite approve of your being here.
May I ask why?
To put simply, the way you flirt with Gwendolyn is perfectly disgraceful. It's almost as bad as the way Gwendolyn flirts with you.
I am in love with Gwendolyn. I have come up to town expressly to propose to her.
I thought you had come up for pleasure. I call that business.
How utterly unromantic you are.
There's nothing romantic in proposing. I think it's very romantic to be in love, but there's nothing romantic about a definite proposal. Why, one may be accepted, then the excitement is all over. Please, don't touch the cucumber sandwiches. They were ordered specially for Aunt Augusta.
Well, I see you eating them all the time.
That is because she is my aunt. Now, you may have the bread and butter, but bread and butter is for Gwendolyn.
Oh, and very good bread and butter it is, too.
My dear fellow, you need not act as if you were going to eat it all. You behave as if you were married to her. You were not married to her. And I don't think you ever will be.
Why on earth do you say that?
Well, in the first off, women never marry the men they flirt with.
Oh, that is nonsense.
It isn't. It is a great truth. And in the second place, I don't give my consent.
Your consent?
Gwendolyn is my first cousin. And before I allow you to marry her, you have to clear up the whole question of Cecily.
Cecily? What on earth, Algie, do you mean by Cecily? I don't know anyone of the name of Cecily.
Bring me the cigarette case Mr. Worthing left in the smoking room the last time he dined here.
Yes, sir.
You mean to tell me you had my cigarette case this entire time? I wish to goodness you would have let me know. I was writing frantic letters to Scotland Yard about this. I was very nearly offering a large reward.
I wish you would offer one.
Well, there's no good in offering a large reward now that the thing is found.
It's rather mean of you, Ernest, I must say. Thank you, Lane. It makes no matter. For now that I read the inscription inside, I find the thing isn't yours after all.
Of course it is mine. You have seen it with me 100 times, and you have no right to read what's written inside. It is a very ungentlemanly thing to read inside a private cigarette case.
It is absurd to have a hard and fast rule about what one should read and what one shouldn't. More than half of modern culture depends on what one shouldn't read.
Yes, I'm quite aware of the fact, and I don't propose we discuss modern culture. It isn't the sort of thing one discusses in private. I simply want my cigarette case.
But this isn't your cigarette case. This cigarette case is a present from someone of the name of Cecily. And you said you don't know anyone of that name.
Well, if you want to know, Cecily happens to be my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yes, charming lady she is too. Now give it back, Algie.
But why does your aunt call herself Little Cecily? From Little Cecily with her fondest love.
My dear fellow, what on earth is there in that? Some aunts are tall, some aunts are not tall. You happen to think that all aunts would be exactly like your aunts. Now, for heaven's sake, give me back my cigarette case.
But why does your aunt call you her uncle? From Little Cecily with her fondest love to her dear Uncle Jack. I have no objection, I admit, to an aunt being a rather small aunt, but why an aunt should call her own nephew her uncle, I can't quite make out. And besides, your name isn't Jack at all. It is Ernest.
It isn't Ernest. It's Jack.
Your name is Earnest. I have introduced you to Earnest. You answer to the name of Ernest. You look as if your name was Ernest. You're the most earnest-looking person I've ever seen in my life. It's absurd you're saying your name isn't Ernest. Here it is on one of your cards. Mr. Ernest Worthing, B4, the Albany. I'll keep this as proof that your name is Ernest in case you ever try tonight. To me, or to Gwendolyn, or to anyone else for that matter.
Yes, my name is Ernest in town and Jack in the country. That cigarette case was given to me in the country.
Yes, but why does your aunt call you her uncle? I may mention that I've always suspected you of being a confirmed and secret Bunburys, and I'm quite sure of this now.
Bunburys? What on earth do you mean by a Bunburys?
I'll explain to you the meaning of that improbable expression as soon as you tell me why you were Ernest in town and Jack in the country.
Well, produce my cigarette case first.
Here it is. Now go on, and pray make your answer improbable.
My dear fellow, there's nothing improbable about my explanation at all. In fact, it is quite ordinary. The old Mr. Thomas Cardew, who adopted me as a boy, made me in his will guardian to his granddaughter, Miss Cecily Cardew. Cecily, who calls me her uncle by motives of respect that you could not possibly appreciate, lives with me in the country under the charge of her admirable governess, Miss Prism.
And where is that place in the country?
Oh, that is nothing to your dear boy. You are not going to be invited.
I suspected that, my dear fellow. Now go on and tell me why you're Ernest in town and Jack in the country.
My dear fellow, when one is placed in the position of guardian, one has to attain a high moral tone, and a high moral tone does not conduce to one's health or to one's happiness. In order to go up to town, I have pretended to have a brother by the name of Earnest, who lives in the Albany and gets into the most dreadful of scrapes. That, my dear fellow, is the whole truth, pure and simple.
The truth is rarely pure and never simple. What you really are is a Bunburyist, and I'm quite sure of it now. You are one of the most advanced Bunburys I've ever met.
What on earth do you mean?
You have invented yourself a useful younger brother of the name of Ernest, in order that you may be able to go into town whenever you like. I have invented an invaluable permanent invalid of the name of Bunbury, in order that I may be able to go in the country whenever I like. If it wasn't for Bunbury's extraordinarily bad health, we wouldn't be able to dine as well as this tonight.
I haven't asked you to dine with me anywhere tonight.
I know. You're absolutely careless about sending out invitations.
Oh, you had better go dine with your Aunt Augusta.
Ooh. I dine with her on Mondays, and once a week is more than enough to dine with one's own relations. Besides, now that I know you to be a Bunburyist, I naturally want to talk to you about Bunbury. I want to tell you the rules.
I'm not a Bunburyist. If Gwendolyn accepts me, I'm going to kill my brother. In fact, I might kill him in any case. Cecily's a little too interested in him. So, I'm going to kill my brother, and I suggest you do the same with that Mr. It's your friend with that absurd name.
Nothing can induce me to part from Bunbury. And shall you ever get married, which I find extremely problematic, you'll be happy to know Bunbury.
Oh, don't try to be cynical. It is perfectly easy to be cynical.
It isn't easy to be anything nowadays. That must be Aunt Augusta. Now, if I can get her out of the room for 10 minutes, giving you the opportunity to propose to Gwendolyn, will you dine with me at Willis's tonight?
I suppose so, if you want to.
Lady Bracknell and Miss Fairfax.
Good afternoon, dear Algernon. I hope you're behaving very well.
I'm feeling very well, Aunt Augusta.
That's not quite the same thing. In fact, the two things rarely go together.
Dear me, you are smart.
I am always smart. Am I not, Mr. Worthing?
You're quite perfect, Miss Fairfax.
Oh, I hope I am not that. It would leave no room for developments, and I intend to develop in many directions.
I'm sorry if we were a little late, Algernon, but I was obliged to call on dear Lady Harbury. I hadn't been there since her poor husband's death. I never saw a woman so altered. She looks quite 20 years younger. And now I'll have a cup of tea and one of those nice cucumber sandwiches you promised me.
Certainly, Aunt Augusta.
Won't you come and sit here, Gwendolyn?
Thanks, Mom. I'm quite comfortable where I am.
Good heavens! Lane! Where are the cucumber sandwiches?
There were no cucumbers in the market this morning, sir. I went down twice.
No cucumbers!
No, sir, not even for ready money.
That will do, Lane. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm very, very sorry, Aunt Augusta, about there being no cucumber sandwiches. Not even for ready money.
It really makes no matter, Algernon. I had some crumpets with Lady Harbury. Thank you.
I'm greatly distressed to tell you, Aunt Augusta, but I'm afraid I won't be able to dine with you at Will's this tonight.
I certainly hope not, Algernon. It would put my table completely out.
It is a great disappointment, but I've just received a letter in the mail from my poor friend Bunbury. He's very ill, and I seem to think I should be with him.
It is very strange. This Mr. Bunbury seems to suffer from curiously bad health.
Yes.
Well, I must say, Algernon, that I think it is high time that this Mr. Bunbury makes up his mind whether he was going to live or to die. This shilly-shally with the question is absurd. I should be much obliged if you to ask Mr. Bunbury, from me, of course, to be kind enough not to relax on Saturday, for I rely on you to arrange my music for me. It is my last reception, and one wants something that will encourage conversation, particularly at the end of the season when everyone has practically said whatever they had to say, which in most cases was probably not much.
I'll speak to Bunbury, but I'm sure he'll be better by Saturday. Now, the music is of great difficulty, but if you'd like to join me in the other room just for a moment, I can show you the program I've drawn out.
It is very thoughtful of you, Algernon. Gwendolyn, you will accompany me.
Certainly, Mama.
Charming day it has been, Miss Fairfax.
Pray, don't talk to me about the weather, Mr. Worthing. Whenever people talk to me about the weather, I always feel quite certain that they mean something else. And that makes me so nervous.
Well, I do mean something else.
I thought so. In fact, I am never wrong.
Gwendolyn, ever since I met you, I've admired you more than any other girl I've ever met since I met you.
Yes, I'm quite well aware of the fact. And I often wish that in public, at any rate, would have been more demonstrative. For me, you have always had an irresistible fascination. Even before I met you, I was far from indifferent to you. We live, as I hope you know, Mr. Worthing, in an age of ideals. And my ideal has always been to love someone of the name of Earnest. There is something in that name that inspires absolute confidence. The moment Algernon first mentioned to me he had a friend called Earnest, I knew I was destined to love you.
You really love me, Gwendolyn?
Passionately.
Darling, you don't know how happy you've made me.
My own Earnest.
But you don't mean to say you couldn't love me if my name wasn't Earnest.
But your name is Earnest.
Yes, I know it is, but perhaps it was something else. You don't mean to say you couldn't love me then.
Ah, that is clearly a metaphysical speculation. And like most metaphysical speculations, has very little reference at all to the actual facts of real life as we know them.
Well, darling, to speak quite candidly, I don't care much for the name of Earnest. I don't think the name suits me at all.
It suits you perfectly. It's a divine name. It has a music of its own. It produces vibrations.
Well, darling, to speak quite candidly, I must say, I think there are much nicer names out there. Jack, for instance, is a charming name.
Jack? No! There is very little music named Jack. Just a thrill. It produces absolutely no vibrations. I have known several Jacks, and they all, without exception, were more than usually plain. Besides, Jack is a notorious domesticity for John. And I pity any woman who was married to a man called John. The only really safe name is Earnest.
Gwendolyn, I must get christened at once. I mean, we must get married at once. There's no time to be lost.
Married, Mr. Worthing?
Well, you know I love you, and you have led me to believe that you're not absolutely indifferent to me.
I adore you, but you haven't proposed to me yet. Nothing has been said at all about marriage. The subject has not even been touched on.
Well, may I propose to you now?
I think it would be an admirable opportunity. And to spare you any possible disappointment, Mr. Worthing, I think it's only fair to tell you quite frankly beforehand that I am fully determined to accept you.
Gwendolyn!
Yes, Mr. Worthing, what have you got to say to me?
Gwendolyn, will you marry me?
Oh, of course I will, darling. How long have you been about? I'm afraid you've had very little experience in how to propose.
My own one. I've never loved anyone in the world but you.
Ernest, I hope you will always look at me just like that, especially when there are other people present.
Mr. Worthing! Rise, sir, from that semi-recumbent posture. It is most indecorous.
Mama, I must beg you to retire. This is no place for you. Besides, Mr. Worthing is not quite finished yet.
Finished what, may I ask?
I am engaged to Mr. Worthing, Mama.
Pardon me, but you are not engaged to anyone. When you do become engaged to someone, I will inform you of the fact. And now, I have a few questions to put to you, Mr. Worthing. You, Gwendolyn, will wait for me in the carriage.
Mama!
In the carriage, Gwendolyn! Gwendolyn, the carriage! Yes, Mama. You may have a seat, Mr. Worthing.
Thanks, Lady Bracknell. I prefer standing.
I feel bound to tell you that you are not down on my list of eligible young men. However, I'm quite ready to enter your name, should your answers be what a truly affectionate mother requires. How old are you?
29.
Very good age to be married at. I have always been of the opinion that a man who desires to get married should know either everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell.
I am pleased to hear it. What is your income?
Between 7,000 and 8,000 a year.
In land or in investment?
In investments, chiefly.
That is satisfactory.
I own a house in the country, with some land attached to it, of course. About 1,500 acres.
A country house? You have a townhouse too, I hope. A girl of simple, unspoiled nature like Gwendolyn could hardly be expected to reside in the country.
I own a house in Belgrade Square. But of course, it is let by the year to Lady Bloxham. But of course, I can get it back whenever I like in a 6 months' notice.
Lady Bloxham? I don't know her. What number in Belgrade Square?
149.
The unfashionable side. I thought there was something. However, that can easily be altered.
Do you mean the fashion or the side?
Both, if necessary, I presume. Now to minor matters. Are your parents living?
I have lost both my parents.
To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. Who is your father?
Well, Lady Bracknell, I'm afraid I really don't know. You see, I told you that I lost both my parents, but it would be nearer to the truth to say that my parents seem to have lost me. I don't really know who I am by birth, you see. I was found.
Found?
The old Mr. Thomas Cardew, a kind man of a charitable disposition, found me and gave me the name of Worthing because he happened to have a first-class ticket to Worthing in his pocket at the time. Worthing is a seaside resort in Sussex. And,
Where did the charitable gentleman find you?
in a handbag.
A handbag?
Yes, a somewhat large black leather handbag with handles to it, an ordinary handbag, in fact.
In what locality did this Mr. Cardew find this ordinary handbag?
The cloakroom at Victoria Station.
The cloakroom at Victoria Station?
Yes, the Brighton line.
The line is immaterial.
Oh!
Mr. Worthing, I confess I feel somewhat bewildered by what you have just told me. To be born, or at any rate bred, in a handbag, whether it had handles or not, seems to me to display a contempt for the ordinary decencies of family life. As for the particular locality in which the handbag was found, a cloakroom at a railway station might serve to conceal a social indiscretion. It can hardly be regarded as an insured basis for a recognized position in good society.
Well, what would you advise me to do? I need hardly to say I would do anything in the world to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
I would strongly advise you, Mr. Worthing, to try and acquire some relations as soon as possible, and to make a definite effort to produce at any rate one parent of either sex before the season is quite over.
Well, I am not possibly sure how I can do that. I can produce to you the handbag at any moment. It is in the dressing room at my house. I am quite certain that would satisfy you, Lady Bracknell.
Me, sir? What has it to do with me? You can hardly imagine that I and Lord Bracknell would dream of allowing our only daughter, a girl brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom and form an alliance with a parcel. Good morning, Mr. Worthing.
Good morning. For heaven's sake, Algy, don't play that ghastly tune.
Didn't it go off all right, old boy? You don't mean to say Gwendolyn refused you?
Oh, as far as she's concerned, we are engaged. Her mother, however, is perfectly unbearable.
Oh.
I've never met such a gorgon. I don't really know what a gorgon is, but I'm quite sure that Lady Bracknell is one. Algy, you don't think there's any chance of Gwendolyn becoming like her mother in about 150 years, do you?
All women become like their mothers.
Oh.
That is their tragedy. No man does. That's his.
Oh.
Now, did you tell Gwendolyn the truth about you being Earnest in town and Jack in the country?
My dear fellow, the truth isn't the sort of thing one tells to a nice, sweet, refined girl like that.
But what about your poor brother Earnest?
Oh, I will soon get rid of him. I'll say he died suddenly in Paris of apoplexy. People die quite suddenly of apoplexy, don't they?
Yes, but it's hereditary. It's the type of thing that runs in families. You much better say a severe chill.
And you are quite certain a severe chill isn't hereditary?
Of course it isn't.
Then it is so. My poor brother Ernest was carried off suddenly in Paris of a severe chill. That gets rid of him.
But what about Miss Fairfax? Didn't you say she was a little too interested in your poor brother? Won't she feel lost a great deal?
Miss Cardew is not one of those silly romantic girls, I am quite glad to say. She has got a capital appetite, goes on long walks and pays no attention to her lessons at all.
I'd rather like to meet this, Cecily.
And I will take very good care you never do. She is excessively pretty and only just 18.
Have you told Gwendolyn yet that you have an excessively pretty ward who's only just 18?
Oh, one doesn't blurt out these things to people. Besides, Gwendolyn and Cecily are perfectly certain to be best of friends. I'll bet you anything you like that half an hour after they meet, they will be calling each other sister.
Women only do that when they call each other many other things first. Now, if we'd like to get a good table at Willis's, we really must go and dress. I'm feeling very hungry.
I never knew you when you weren't.
What should we do after? Maybe go to a theater?
Oh no, I loathe listening.
Well, what should we do?
Nothing?
It's awfully hard work doing nothing.
Miss Fairfax.
Gwendolyn, upon my word!
Algy, kindly turn your back. I have something very particular to say to Mr. Worthing.
My own Gwendolyn.
Ernest, we may never be married. From the expression on Mama's face, I fear we never shall. But although she may prevent us from becoming man and wife, and I may marry often and marry someone else, nothing that she can possibly do can alter my eternal devotion to you.
My own darling.
The story of your romantic origin, as related to me by Mama with unpleasing comments, has naturally stirred the deeper fibers of my nature. Your Christian name has an irresistible fascination. The simplicity of your character makes you exquisitely incomprehensible to me. Your town address in the Albany I have. But what is your address in the country?
The Manor House, Woolton, Hertfordshire.
There is good postal service, I suppose. I will communicate with you daily.
My own one.
How long do you remain in town?
Till Monday.
Good. Algy, you may turn around now.
Thanks, I've turned around already.
You may also ring the bell.
Ah!
You will let me see you to your carriage, Gwendolyn?
Certainly.
I will see Miss Fairfax out.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow, Lane, I will be going Bunbury.
Yes, sir.
You may pack up my smoking jacket, dress clothes, and Bunbury suits.
Yes, sir.
I hope tomorrow will be a fine day, Lane.
It never is, sir.
Lane, you are a perfect pessimist.
I do my best to give satisfaction, sir.
Oh, what an angel.
There's a sensible, intellectual girl. The only girl I've ever cared for in my life. What on earth are you so amused at?
Oh, I'm just anxious about poor Bunbury, that's all.
Oh, if you don't take care, your friend Bunbury is going to get in a serious scrape someday.
I love scrapes. They're the only thing that are never serious.
Oh, that is nonsense. You never talk anything but nonsense.
Nobody ever does.
Cecily?
Cecily, intellectual pleasures await you. Your German grammar is on the table. Pray open it at page 15. We will repeat yesterday's lesson. You know how anxious your guardian is that you should improve yourself in every way.
Uncle Jack is so very serious. Sometimes he is so serious, I think he cannot quite be well.
Your guardian enjoys the best of health, and his gravity of demeanor is especially to be commended in one so comparatively young as he is. I know no one with a higher sense of duty and responsibility.
I suppose that's why he always seems a little bored when we're here together.
Cecily, I am surprised at you. Mr. Worthing has many troubles in his life, and you must remember his constant anxiety about that unfortunate young man, his brother.
I wish Uncle Jack would allow that unfortunate young man and his brother to come down here sometimes. We may have a good influence over him, Miss Prism. I'm sure you certainly would.
I don't think even I could produce any effect. I am not in favor of this modern mania of turning bad people into good people at a moment's notice. As a man sows, so let him reap. Cecily, you must put away your diary. I really don't see why you should keep a diary at all.
I keep a diary in order to enter the wonderful secrets of my life. If I didn't write them down, I should probably forget all about them.
Memory, my dear Cecily, is the diary we all carry about with us.
Yes, but it usually chronicles the things that have never happened. It couldn't have possibly happened. I think that memory is responsible for nearly all 3-volume novels that Moody sent us.
Do not speak slightingly of the 3-volume novels, Cecily. I wrote one myself in the earlier days.
Did you really, Miss Prism? How wonderfully clever you are. And was your novel ever published?
Alas, no. The manuscript, unfortunately, was abandoned.
I see. Dear Dr. Chaucerville coming up to the garden?
Dr. Chaucerville, this is indeed a pleasure.
And how are we this morning, Miss Prism? You are, I trust, well.
Miss Prism has just been complaining of a slight headache. I think it would do her so much good to have a short stroll with you in the park, Dr. Chaucerville.
Cecily, I have not mentioned anything about a headache.
No, dear Miss Prism, I know that, but I felt instinctively that you had a headache. Indeed, that's what I was thinking of, and not my lesson when the rector came in.
I hope, Cecily, you are not inattentive.
I'm afraid I am.
That is strange. Were I fortunate enough to be Miss Prism's pupil, I would hang upon her lips. Mr. Worthing, I suppose, has not yet returned from town.
We do not expect him till Monday afternoon.
Ah, yes, he usually spends his Sunday in London. He is not one of those whose sole aim is enjoyment, as by all accounts that unfortunate young man, his brother, seems to be. But I must not disturb you any longer.
I think, dear doctor, I will have a stroll with you. I find I have a headache after all, and a walk might do it good.
With pleasure, Miss Prism, with pleasure. We might go as far as the schools and back.
That would be delightful. Cecily, you will read your political economy in my absence. Shall we? It's a lovely day, isn't it?
Horrid political economy, horrid geography, horrid German!
Mr. Ernest Worthing has just arrived from the station. He's brought his luggage with him.
Ernest? Uncle Jack's brother! Did you tell him Mr. Worthing was in town?
Yes, he seemed very disappointed. I mentioned that you and Miss Prism were in the garden. He seemed very anxious to speak with you in private.
Tell Mr. Worthing to come here. And I suppose you better talk to the housekeeper about a room for him?
Yes, miss.
I've never met any really wicked person before. I feel rather frightened. I'm afraid he will look just like everyone else. No, he does!
You are little Cecily, I'm sure.
You are onto some strange mistake. I believe that I'm more than usually tall for my age. But I am Cecily. You, I see from your card, are Uncle Jack's brother, my wicked cousin Ernest.
Oh, you really must not think I'm wicked, Cecily. I'm really not wicked at all.
If you are not, then you certainly have been deceiving us all in a very inexcusable manner. I hope you're not leading a double life, pretending to be wicked while being good all the time. That would be hypocrisy.
Of course, I have been rather reckless.
I'm glad to hear it.
In fact, now that you mention the matter, I've been very bad in my own small way.
I don't think you should be so proud of that, though I'm sure it must have been very pleasant.
It is much pleasanter being here with you.
I can't see how you're here at all. Uncle Jack will be back until Monday afternoon.
Oh, that is a great disappointment. I'm obliged to take the first train out Monday morning. I have a business meeting that I'm anxious To miss.
I think you better wait till Uncle Jack arrives. I know he wants to speak to you about your emigrating.
About my what?
You're emigrating. He's gone up to buy your outfit.
I certainly wouldn't let Jack buy my outfit. He has no taste in neckties at all.
I don't think you require neckties. Uncle Jack is sending you to Australia.
Australia? I'd sooner die!
Well, he said at dinner on Wednesday night that you have to choose between this world, the next world, and Australia.
Oh, the accounts I've heard of both Australia and the next world are not particularly encouraging. This world is good enough for me, Cecily.
Yes, but are you good enough for it?
I'm afraid I'm not that. Which is why I want you to reform me. You may make that your mission, if you want.
I'm afraid I've got no time this afternoon.
Then, do you mind my reforming myself this afternoon?
I think you should try.
Thank you. I feel better already.
You are looking a little worse.
That is because I'm hungry.
Oh, how thoughtless of me. Won't you come in?
Thank you. Might I have a buttonhole first? I never have any appetite unless I've had a buttonhole first.
A yellow rose?
No, I'd sooner have a pink one.
Why?
Because you are like a pink rose, Cecily.
I don't think it could be right for you to talk to me like that. Miss Prism never says such things to me.
Then Miss Prism is a short-sighted old lady. You are the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life.
Miss Prism says that all good looks are a snare.
A snare any sensible man would love to be trapped in.
Oh, I wouldn't care to catch a sensible man. I should have known what to talk to him about.
You are too much alone, dear Dr. Chasuble. You should get married. A misanthrope I can understand, but a womanthrope never.
Believe me, I do not deserve such a phrase. The precept, as well as the practice of the primitive church, was distinctly against matrimony.
That is obviously why the primitive church has not lasted up to the present day. And you do not seem to realize, dear doctor, that by persistently remaining single, a man converts him into permanent public temptation. But where is Cecily?
Perhaps she followed us to the schools.
Mr. Worthing!
Mr. Worthing.
This is indeed a surprise.
I have returned sooner than I expected. Dr. Chasuble, I hope you are well.
Dear Mr. Worthing, I trust this garb of woe does not betoken some terrible calamity.
My brother!
More shameful deaths and extravagant.
I'm still leading his life of pleasure.
Dead!
Your brother Earnest dead?
Quite dead!
What a lesson for him! I trust he will profit by it.
Mr. Worthing, I offer you my sincere condolences.
Poor Ernest. It is a sad, sad blow, even though he had many faults.
Quite sad indeed. Were you with him at the end?
No. He died abroad in Paris, in fact. I just got a telegram from the manager of the Grand Hotel.
And was the cause of death mentioned?
A severe chill, it seems.
As a man sows, so shall he reap.
Charity, dear Miss Prism, charity. None of us are perfect. Will the interment take place here?
No, he seems to have expressed his wishes to be buried in Paris.
In Paris? You would no doubt wish me to make some slight allusion to this tragic domestic affliction next Sunday. My sermon on the meaning of the manna in the wilderness can be adapted to almost any occasion, joyful, or as in the present case, distressing. I have preached it at harvest celebrations, christenings, confirmations,
Oh, never mind
funerals,
me.
baptisms.
You mentioned christenings, Dr. Chasuble. I suppose you know how to christen, all right?
But is there any particular infant in whom you are interested, Mr. Worthing? Your brother, I believe, was unmarried, was he not?
Oh, yes, but it is not for any baby, dear doctor, no. I would like to be christened myself this afternoon.
But surely you have been christened already.
I don't remember anything of it. But of course, if it would bother you in any way, or if you think I'm a little too old now.
Not at all. At what hour would you wish the ceremony performed?
Would 5:30 do?
Yes, I'll consult my pocketbook. Quite convenient to have a pocketbook these days. So many goings and comings and goings. Admirably. Admirably! And now, dear Mr. Worthing, I will not intrude any longer into a house of sorrow. I would merely beg you not to be too much bowed down by grief. What seem to us bitter trials are often blessings in disguise.
This seems to me a blessing of extremely obvious kind. Oh, Uncle Jack, I'm so pleased to see you're back, but what horrid clothes you got on. Do go and change them. Cecily!
Oh, what's the matter, Uncle Jack? Do look happy. You look as if you've had a toothache, and I've got such a surprise for you. Who do you think is in the dining room? Your brother.
Who?
Your brother Ernest. He arrived about a half hour ago.
What nonsense? I haven't got a brother.
Oh, don't say that. However badly he may behave to you in the past, he's still your brother. You could not be so heartless as to disown him. I will tell him to come out, and you will shake hands with him, won't you, Uncle Jack?
These are very joyful tidings.
After we had all been resigned to his loss, his sudden return seems to me peculiarly distressing.
My brother is in the dining room. I don't know what this all means. I think this is perfectly absurd. Heavens!
Brother John, I have come down from town to tell you that I am very sorry for all the trouble I have given you, and I intend to lead a better life in the future.
Uncle Jack, you are not going to refuse your own brother's hand.
Nothing will induce me to take his hand. I think his coming down here disgraceful. He knows perfectly well why.
Uncle Jack, do be nice. Ernest was just telling me about his poor friend Mr. Bunbury, who he goes to visit so often. Surely there must be good in one who leaves the pleasures of London to sit by a bed of pain.
Oh, he's been talking of Bunbury, has he?
I must say that I think Brother John's coldness to me is peculiarly painful. It's my first time coming here, and I expected a more enthusiastic welcome.
Uncle Jack, if you don't shake hands with Ernest, I shall never forgive you.
Never forgive me?
Never, never, never!
Then this will be the last time I shall ever do it.
Yes!
It is pleasant, is it not, to see so perfect a reconciliation. I think we might leave the two brothers together.
Cecily, you will come with us.
Oh, certainly, Miss Prism. I feel very happy.
Ah, yes, that's not true.
You young scoundrel! Algy, you have got to get out of this place as soon as possible. I don't allow any Bunbury here.
I put Mr. Ernest's things in the room next to yours. I suppose that is all right, sir?
What?
Mr. Ernest's luggage. I've unpacked them in the room next to your own.
His luggage?
Yes, sir. 3 portmanteaus, a dressing case, 2 hat boxes, and a large luncheon basket.
I'm afraid I can't stay more than a week at this time.
Merriman, order the dog cart at once. Mr. Ernest here has suddenly been called back to town.
Yes, sir.
What a fearful liar you are, Jack. I haven't been called back to town at all.
Oh, yes, you have.
I haven't heard anyone call me.
Your duty as a gentleman calls you back.
My duties as a gentleman have never interfered with my pleasures in the slightest.
Oh, I can quite understand that.
Well, Cecily is a darling.
You are not to talk of Miss Cardew like that. I don't like it.
Oh, well, I don't like the way you're dressed. I think you look perfectly ridiculous. Why on earth don't you go up and change? It is perfectly childish to be in mourning for a man who is staying in your house for a whole week as your guest.
Oh, you are not staying with me for a whole week as a guest or anything else. You have got to leave by the 4:05 train.
I certainly wouldn't leave you when you are in mourning. It would be the most unkind.
Well, will you go if I change my clothes?
Yes, if you promise not to take too long. I've never seen someone take so long to dress and with such little result.
Oh, your vanity is ridiculous. Your conduct and outrage in your presence in my garden, utterly absurd. But you have got to catch the 4:05, and I hope you have a pleasant journey back to town. This Bunburying, as you call it, has not been a great success for you.
I think it has been a great success. I'm in love with Cecily, and that is everything. Ah, there she is!
Oh, I thought you were with Uncle Jack.
He's gone to order the dog cart for me.
Oh, is he taking you for a nice drive?
He's going to send me away.
Then, have we got to part?
Yes, and the most painful parting it will be.
It is always painful to part from people whom one has known for a very brief space of time. Even a momentary separation from one who's just been introduced is almost unbearable.
Oh, the dog cart is at the door, sir.
It can wait, Merriman, for 5 minutes.
Yes, miss.
I hope, Cecily, I shall not offend you when I state quite openly and frankly that you are the absolute visible personification of perfection.
I think your frankness does you great credit, Ernest. Oh, heavens.
Ernest. If you allow me, I will copy your remarks into my diary.
Do you really keep a diary? I give anything to read it, may I?
No! When it appears in volume form, I hope you will order a copy. But pray, Ernest, don't stop. I delight taking down from dictation. I have reached absolute perfection. You can go on now. I'm quite ready for more. Oh, don't cough, Ernest. When one is dictating, one should always speak fluently and not cough. Besides, I don't know how to spell a cough.
Cecily, ever since I first looked upon your eyes, I have dared to love you wildly, passionately, hopelessly, victoriously.
I don't think you should say you love me hopelessly. Hopelessly doesn't seem to make much sense, does it?
Cecily,
The dog cart is waiting, sir.
tell it to come around next week at the same time.
Yes, sir.
Uncle Jack would be very much annoyed if you knew you were staying out till next week at the same hour.
Oh, I don't care about Uncle Jack. I don't care for anyone in this world but you. I love you, Cecily. You will marry me, won't you?
Oh, you silly boy, why of course, well, we've been engaged for the last 3 months.
For the last 3 months?
Yes, it'll be exactly 3 months on Thursday.
But how did we become engaged?
Well, when dear Uncle Jack first confessed to us that he had a younger brother who was very wicked and bad, you, of course, have become the chief topic of conversation between myself and Miss Prism. And of course, a man who is much talked about is always very attractive. I dare say it was foolish of me, but I fell in love with you, Ernest.
But when was our engagement actually settled?
On the 14th of February last, worn out by your entire ignorance of my existence, I determined to end a matter one way or another, and I accepted you under this dear old tree here. The next day, I bought this little ring in your name.
Did I give you this? It's very pretty, isn't it?
Yes, you've wonderfully good taste, Ernest. It's the excuse I've always given you for leading such a bad life. And in this box is where I keep all your dear letters.
But, my dear Cecily, I never wrote you any letters.
You need hardly remind me of that, Ernest. I remember all too well that I was forced to write all your letters for you.
Oh, do let me read them, please.
Oh, I couldn't possibly. They'll make you far too conceited. The 3 that you wrote me after I broke off the engagement are so beautiful and so badly spelled that even now I can hardly read them without crying a little.
But was our engagement ever broken off?
Of course it was. On the 22nd of last March. You can read the entry if you'd like. I'm fine with it. Today, I broke off my engagement with Ernest. I feel it is better to do so. The weather still continues charming.
Cecily! I'm particularly disappointed to hear you broke off our engagement, especially when the weather was so charming.
It would have hardly been a proper engagement if I hadn't been broken off at least once. But I forgave you before the week was out.
What a perfect angel you are.
You dear romantic boy. I hope your hair curls naturally, does it?
Of course, with a little help from others.
I'm so glad.
You promised never to break off our engagement again, Cecily.
I don't think I could now that I've actually met you. And then there's the question of your name.
Yes, of course.
You mustn't laugh at me, darling, but it's always been a girlish dream of mine to love someone whose name was Earnest. There's something in that name that inspires absolute confidence. I pity any poor woman whose husband isn't called Earnest.
Yes, but do you mean to say you could not love me if I had some other name?
But what name?
Oh, I don't know. Algernon. Algie, for instance.
But I don't like the name Algernon.
Cecily! My poor, sweet, beautiful Cecily. I don't think it's a bad name at all. In fact, I think it's a rather aristocratic name. Cecily, do you mean to say that you could not love me if my name was Algernon?
I might respect you, Ernest. I might admire your character, but I'm afraid I cannot give you my undivided attention.
Your rector here, I suppose, is well-versed in all the rites and ceremonials of the church.
Oh yes, Dr. Chospel is a well-learned man.
I must see him on the most important christening, on the most important business.
Oh,
I shan't be away for more than half an hour.
couldn't you make it 20 minutes?
I'll be right back.
Oh, I like his hair so much. I must enter his proposal into my diary.
Miss Fairfax has just called on Mr. Worthing on very important business, Miss Fairfax states.
Isn't Mr. Worthing in his library?
No, Mr. Worthing went in the direction of the rectory some time ago.
Pray ask the ladies to come out here. Mr. Worthing is sure to be back soon, and you can bring tea.
Yes, miss.
Miss Fairfax, I suppose with the many good elderly women associated with some of
Uncle Jack's philanthropic work in London.
Miss Fairfax.
Oh, pray let me introduce myself to you. My name is Cecily Cardew. Cecily Cardew, what a very sweet name. Something tells me we are going to be great friends. I like you already more than I can say. My first impressions of people are never wrong.
How nice of you to like me so much, even if we've known each other for a comparatively short time. Pray, sit down.
I may call you Cecily, may I not?
With pleasure.
And you will always call me Gwendolyn, won't you?
If you wish.
Then that is all quite settled, is it not?
I hope so.
Perhaps this might be a favorable opportunity for my mentioning who I am. My father is Lord Bracknell. You have never heard of Papa, I suppose?
I don't think so.
I think that is quite as it should be. The home seems to me to be the proper sphere for the man. Cecily, do you mind my looking at you through my glasses?
Oh, not at all, Gwendolyn.
I'm very fond of being looked at. You are here on a short visit, I suppose?
Oh, no. I live here.
Really? Your mother, no doubt, or some female relative of advanced years resides here also?
Oh, no. I have no mother, nor, in fact, any relations.
Indeed.
My guardian, with the assistance of Miss Prism, has the arduous task of looking after me.
Your guardian?
Yes, I am Mr. Worthing's ward.
Oh. It is strange he never mentioned to me that he had a ward. How secretive of him. He grows more interesting hourly. I am not sure, however, that the news inspires me with feelings of delight. I am very fond of you, Cecily. I have liked you ever since I have met you. But I am bound to state that now that I know you are Mr. Worthing's ward, I cannot help expressing a wish that you were, well, just a bit older than you seem to be. Not quite so very alluring in appearance. In fact, if I may speak candidly,
Pray do. I believe when anyone has anything unpleasant to say, one should always be quite candid.
Well, to speak with perfect candor, Cecily, I wish that you were fully 42 and more than usually plain for your age. Earnest has a strong, upright nature. He is the very soul of truth and honor. Disloyalty would be as impossible to him as deception. But even men of the noblest possible moral character are extremely susceptible to the influence of the physical charms of others.
I beg your pardon. Gwendolyn, did you say Ernest?
Yes.
Oh, but it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is my guardian. It is his brother, his elder brother.
Ernest never mentioned to me that he had a brother.
I'm afraid to say they have been on good terms for a long time.
Oh, that accounts for it. Cecily, you have lifted a load from my mind. Oh, I was growing almost anxious. It would have been terrible if any cloud had come across a friendship like ours, would it not? Of course, you are quite sure it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is your guardian.
Quite sure. In fact, I'm going to be his.
I beg your pardon.
Dearest Gwendolyn, there is no reason why I should make a secret of it to you. Our little county newspaper should chronicle the fact next week. Mr. Worthing and I are engaged to be married.
I think there must be some slight error, my darling Cecily. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcement will appear in the Morning Post on Saturday at the latest.
Dear Gwendolyn, you must be under some misconception. Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago. See?
It is certainly very curious, for he asked me to be his wife yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you would care to verify the incident, oh, pray do so. I am so sorry, dear Cecily, if it is any disappointment to you, but I am afraid I have the prior claim.
It would distress me more than I can say, dear Gwendolyn, if it caused you any mental or physical anguish, but I feel bound to point out that since Ernest has proposed to you, he clearly has changed his mind.
my duty to rescue him at once.
Whatever unfortunate entanglement my dear boy has gotten himself into, I will never approach him about it after we are married.
Do you allude to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement? You are presumptuous! On an occasion of this kind, it becomes more than a moral duty to speak one's mind. It becomes a pleasure.
Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I trot Ernest into an engagement? How dare you! This is no time for the shallow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I call it a spade.
I am glad to say that I have never seen a spade. It is obvious that our social spheres have been widely different.
Shall I make tea here as usual, miss?
Yes, as usual.
Quite a well-kept garden this is, Miss Cardew.
So glad you like it, Miss Fairfax.
I had no idea there were any flowers in the country.
Flowers are as common here, Miss Fairfax, as people are in London.
Personally, I cannot understand how anybody manages to exist in the country. If anybody who is, anybody does, the country always bores me to death.
This is what the newspapers call agricultural depression, is it not? I believe the aristocracy are suffering from it very much at present. May I offer you some tea, Miss Fairfax?
Thank you.
Sugar?
No, thank you. Sugar is not fashionable anymore.
What? What? Cake or bread and butter?
Bread and butter, please. Cake is rarely seen at the best houses nowadays. Oh.
Hand that to Miss Fairfax.
Oh, you have filled my tea with lumps of sugar. And though I asked most distinctly for bread and butter, you have given me cake. I am known for the gentleness of my disposition and the extraordinary sweetness of my nature. But I warn you, Miss Cardew, you may go too far.
To save my poor, innocent, trusting boy from the machinations of any other girl, there are no lengths to which I would not go.
From the moment I saw you, I distrusted you. I thought that you were false and deceitful. You never deceived in such matters. My first impressions of people are invariably right.
It seems to me, Miss Fairfax, that I'm trespassing on your valuable time. No doubt you have many other calls of similar character to make in the neighborhood.
Ernest, my own Ernest.
Gwendolyn, darling.
A moment. May I ask, are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
To little Cecily? Of course not. What put such an idea into your pretty little head?
Then you may.
I knew there must have been some mistake. The gentleman whose arm is present around your waist is my guardian, Mr. John Worthing.
I beg your pardon.
This is Uncle Jack.
Jack! Oh!
Here is Ernest.
Cecily, my own love.
A moment, Ernest. May I ask you, are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
To what young lady? Good heavens, Gwendolyn!
Yes, to good heavens, Gwendolyn, I mean Wendy.
Of course not. What could have put such an idea into your pretty little head?
Thank you, you may.
I felt there was some slight error, Miss Cardew. The gentleman who is now embracing you is my cousin, Mr. Algernon Moncrief.
Algernon Moncrief? Oh, are you called Algernon?
I cannot deny it.
Is your name really John?
I could deny. I can deny anything if I liked. But my name certainly is John. It's been John for years.
A gross deception has been practiced on the both of us!
My poor wounded Cecily!
My sweet wrong Gwendolyn!
You will call me sister,
Oh,
will you not?
Anything these days.
There's just one question I would like to be allowed to ask my guardian.
An admirable idea. Mr. Worthing, where is your brother Ernest? We are both engaged to be married to your brother Ernest, so it is a matter of some importance to us to know where he is at present.
Gwendolyn, Cecily, it is a very painful thing for me to be forced to speak the truth. This is the first time in my life I've ever been reduced to such a position, and I must say I am quite inexperienced in the matter. Well, to speak quite frankly, I must say, I have no brother, Ernest. I have no brother at all. I have no brother and do not have the slightest intention of having one in the future.
No brother at all?
None!
I am afraid it is quite clear, Cecily, that neither of us is engaged to be married to anyone.
It is not a very pleasant situation for a young girl to find herself in, is it?
Let us go into the house. They will hardly venture to come after us there. My parasol!
Men are so cowardly, aren't they?
Truly they are. They are ugly and they stab. Ugly!
This ghastly state of things is what you call bunburn, I suppose.
Yes! The most wonderful Bunbury it has been. The most wonderful I've had in my life.
And you have no right to Bunbury here. And as for your conduct towards Miss Cardew, I must say that your taking in of a sweet, simple, innocent girl like that is inexcusable, to say nothing of the fact that she is my ward.
I can see no possible defense for your deceiving of a thoroughly experienced, clever young woman such as Miss Fairfax, to say nothing of the fact that she is my cousin.
Well, I wanted to be engaged to Gwendolyn, that is all. I love her.
I simply wanted to be engaged to Cecily. I adore her.
Well, I see no chance of your marrying Miss Cardew.
I don't see much likelihood of you and Miss Fairfax being united.
How you can sit there calmly eating muffins when we are in this terrible trouble, I can't make out. You seem to me to be perfectly heartless.
I can't eat muffins when I'm in an agitated manner.
I think it's perfectly heartless you're eating muffins at all under the circumstances.
When I am in trouble, eating is the only thing that consoles me. At this present moment, I am unhappy, so I'm eating muffins. Besides, I'm particularly fond of muffins.
Well, I think that's no reason why you should be eating them all in that greedy way.
I wish you would have tea cake instead. I don't much like tea.
Oh, good heavens! I suppose a man may eat his own muffins in his own garden?
But you have just said it was perfectly heartless I'd be eating muffins.
I think it's perfectly heartless of you eating muffins. That is a very different thing.
That may be, but the muffins are the same.
Algie, I wish to goodness you would go.
It is absurd to ask me to leave without offering me dinner first.
Oh!
Besides, I have just made arrangements with Chasuble to be christened at 5:45 under the name of Earnest.
Oh, my dear fellow, the sooner you give up this nonsense, the better. I have made arrangements with Dr. Chasuble to be christened at 5:30. Naturally, I will take the name of Earnest. Gwendolyn would wish it. We both can't be christened Earnest. It's absurd. Besides, I have the perfect right to be christened if I like. There's no evidence I ever have. And I think it is very probable I never was, and so does Dr. Chasuble. That is entirely different in your case. You have been christened already.
Quite so. So I know my constitution can stand it. As if you are ever worried about your having been christened before, I think it's quite dangerous you venture on it now. It might make you very unwell. You can hardly forget you just had someone very closely connected with you carried off in Paris by a severe chill just this last week.
You said yourself that a severe chill isn't hereditary.
It isn't used to be, but I dare say it is now. Science is always making such wonderful improvements in things.
Oh, that is nonsense. You're always talking nonsense.
Please, don't touch the muffins! I told you I was particularly fond of muffins.
But I hate tea cake!
What on earth do you allow to be served to your guests? What ideas you have of hospitality?
Algie, I wish to goodness you would go. I don't want you here. Why don't you go?
I still have tea left. It's so many muffins.
to show they have some sense of shame left.
They have been eating muffins. That seems like repentance.
They don't seem to notice us at all. Couldn't you cough?
But I haven't got a cough.
They're looking at us. What effrontery!
They're approaching. That's very forward of them.
Let us preserve a dignified silence.
Certainly. It's the only thing to do now.
We will not be the first to speak.
Certainly not.
Oh!
Mr. Worthing! I have something very particular to ask you. Much depends on your reply.
Gwendolyn, your common sense is invaluable. Mr. Moncrief!
Yes!
Kindly answer me the following question. Why did you pretend to be my guardian's brother?
In order that I might have an opportunity of meeting you.
That certainly seems like a satisfactory explanation, does it not?
Yes, dear, if you can believe him.
I don't! But that does not affect the wonderful beauty of his answer.
True. Mr. Worthing, what explanation can you offer to me for pretending to have a brother? Was it in order that you might have an opportunity of coming up to town to see me as often as possible?
Can you doubt it, Miss Fairfax?
Their explanations appear to be quite satisfactory, especially Mr. Worthing's. That seems to me to have the stamp of truth upon it.
I'm more than content with what Mr. Moncrief has said. His voice alone inspires one with absolute credulity.
Then you think we should forgive them?
Yes, I mean,
No, true. I had forgotten. There are principles at stake that one cannot surrender. Which of us should tell them? The task is not a pleasant one.
couldn't we both speak at the same time? An excellent idea.
Will you take the time from me?
Certainly. Your Christian names are still an insuperable barrier, that is all.
Our Christian names, is that all? But we are going to be christened this afternoon.
You are.
I am.
You are.
I am.
We are.
Men have moments of physical courage of which we women know absolutely nothing.
Darling!
Lady Bracknell.
What does this mean? Merely that I am engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing, Mama.
Come here, sit down immediately.
I'm engaged to be married to Gwendolyn Lady Bracknell.
You are nothing of the kind, sir. And now, as regards Algernon. Algernon!
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
May I ask if it is in this house that your friend Mr. Bunbury resides?
Oh, Bunbury doesn't live here. Bunbury's somewhere else at the moment. In fact, Bunbury is dead.
Dead! His
Yes.
death must have been extremely sudden.
Oh, Bunbury, he was quite exploded.
Exploded!
I mean to say he was found out. The doctors found out that Bunbury could not live, so Bunbury died.
He seems to have had great confidence in the opinion of his physicians. Now that we have finally gotten rid of this Mr. Bunbury, may I ask, Mr. Worthing, who is that young person whose hand my nephew Algernon is now holding in what seems to me a peculiarly unnecessary manner?
That lady is Miss Cecily Cardew, my ward.
I'm engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
I beg your pardon.
Me and Mr. Moncrief are engaged to be married, Lady Bracknell.
I do not know whether there is anything peculiarly exciting in the air, but the number of engagements that goes on here seems to be considerably above the proper average. Mr. Worthing, is Miss Cardew at all connected with any of the larger railway stations in London?
Miss Cecily Cardew is the granddaughter of the late Mr. Thomas Cardew of 149 Belgrave Square. I have in my possession, you will be pleased to hear, certificates of Miss Cardew's birth, baptism, whooping cough, registration, vaccination, confirmation, and the measles, both the German and English variety.
Ah, a life crowded with incident, I see. Though perhaps somewhat too exciting for a young girl. Gwendolyn, the time approaches for our departure. We have not a moment to lose. As a matter of form, Mr. Worthing, I had better ask if Miss Cardew has any little fortune.
Oh, about 130,000 pounds in the funds. That is all. Goodbye, Lady Bracknell. So pleased to have seen you.
A moment, Mr. Worthing. 130,000 pounds and in the funds. Miss Cardew seems to me the most attractive young lady now that I look at her. Come over here, dear. Pretty child, your dress is sadly simple, and your hair seems as if nature might have left it. But we can soon alter all that. Kindly turn round, sweet child. No, the side view is what I want. Yes, quite as I expected. There are distinct social possibilities in your profile. The chin a little higher, dear. Style largely depends on the way the chin is worn. Yes. Algernon!
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Oh, I don't give two pence about social possibilities. Cecily is the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I suppose I must give my consent.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Cecily, you may kiss me.
Oh, thank you, Lady Bracknell.
You may also address me as Aunt Augusta for the future.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
The marriage, I think, had better take place quite soon. To speak frankly, I'm not in favor of long engagements. They give people the opportunity of finding out each other's character before the marriage, which I think is never advisable.
Please, excuse me, Lady Bracknell, for interrupting you, but this engagement is entirely out of the question. I am Miss Cardew's guardian, and she cannot legally marry until she is legally of age. And that consent I absolutely decline to give.
Upon what grounds, may I ask? Algernon is an extremely eligible young man. He has nothing, but he looks everything. What more can one desire?
Well, the fact is, I don't approve of his moral character. I find him to be untruthful.
Untruthful? My nephew Algernon, impossible.
Well, I'm afraid there is no possible doubt about the matter. This afternoon, while I was on my temporary absence in the important question of romance, he obtained admission into my garden under the false pretense of being my brother. He succeeded in the course of the afternoon of alienating the affections of my ward. He subsequently stayed to tea and ate every single muffin. And to make his conduct all the more heartless, he was perfectly well aware of the fact that I have no brother, have never had a brother, and do not intend to have a brother, not of any kind. I told him so myself yesterday afternoon.
Miss Stewart, after careful consideration, I have decided to entirely overlook my nephew's conduct to you.
That is very generous of you, Lady Bracknell, but my decision on the matter is unalterable. I decline to give my consent.
Come over here, sweet child. How old are you, dear?
Well, I'm really only 18, but I always admit to 20 when I go to evening parties.
Well, it won't be very long before you're of age and free from the restraints of tutelage. So I don't think your guardian's consent is, after all, a matter of any importance.
Pray, excuse me, Lady Bracknell, for interrupting you again, but I think it is only fair to tell you that according to the terms of her grandfather's will, Miss Cardew is not legally of age till she is 35.
Oh, 35 is a very attractive age. London society is full of women who, of their own free choice, have remained 35 for years. So I see no reason why our dear Cecily should not be even more still attractive at the age you mentioned than she is at present.
Algie, could you wait for me till I was 35?
Of course I could, Cecily. You know I could.
Yes, I felt it instinctively, but I couldn't wait all that time. I hated waiting 5 minutes for anybody. It is quite out of the question.
Then what is to be done?
I don't know, Mr. Moncrief.
Oh, my dear Mr. Worthing, as Miss Cardew states positively that she cannot wait till she is 35, I beg of you to reconsider your decision.
Oh, but the matter is entirely in your own hands. The moment you consent to my marriage with Gwendolyn, I will most happily allow your nephew to form an alliance with my ward.
You are quite aware that what you propose is out of the question.
Well, then a passionate celibacy is all that any of us can look forward to.
Gwendolyn, Algernon, of course, can choose for himself. Come near, we have this 5, not 6 strains.
If I ever commit to
I'm ready for the christenings.
The christening, sir, is not that somewhat premature?
Both these gentlemen have expressed a desire for immediate baptism.
At their age, I will not hear of such successes. Lord Bracknell would be highly displeased if he learned that that was the way in which you wasted your time and money.
Am I to understand, then, that there are to be no christenings at all this afternoon?
I don't think that as things are now, it would be much use to either of us, Dr. Chaucer.
It grieves me to hear such sentence from you, Mr. Worthing. However, I will return to the church. Indeed, I have just been informed by the pew over that for the last hour and a half, Miss Prism has been waiting for me in the vestry.
Miss Prism? Did I hear you mention a Miss Prism?
Yes, Lady Bracknell, I'm on my way to join her.
Pray allow me to detain you for a moment. Is this Miss Prism a female of repellent aspect, remotely connected with education?
She is the most cultivated of ladies, and the very picture of respectability.
It is obviously the same person.
How could it possibly be
Miss Prism, Lady Bracknell has for the last 3 years been Miss Cardew's esteemed governess and valued companion.
I must see her at once.
She approaches. She is nigh.
I was told you expected me in the vestry, dear Canon. I have been waiting for you there for an hour and 3/4.
Oh, Prism! Come here, Prism. Prism, where is that baby?
Huh?
28 years ago, Prism, you left Lord Bracknell's house, number 104, Upper Grosvenor Street, in charge of a perambulator that contained a baby of the male sex. You never returned. A few weeks later, through the elaborate investigation of the Metropolitan Police, the perambulator was found at midnight, standing by itself in a remote corner of Bayswater. It contained a manuscript to a 3-volume novel of more than usually revolting sentimentality. But the baby was not there! Prism, where is that baby?
Lady Bracknell, I admit with shame that I do not know. I only wish I did. On the morning of the day you mention, a day that is forever branded on my memory, I prepared as usual to take the baby out in its perambulator. I had also with me a somewhat old but capacious handbag in which I intended to place the manuscript of a work of fiction that I had written during my few unoccupied hours. In a moment of mental abstraction, for which I can never forgive myself, I deposited the manuscript in the bassinet and placed the baby in the handbag.
But where did you place that baby, Miss Prism? Please, this is a matter of no small importance to me.
I left it in the cloakroom of one of the larger railway stations in London.
What railway station?
Victoria, the Brighton line.
I must retire to my room for a moment. Gwendolyn, please wait for me here.
If you are not too long, I will wait here for you all my life.
What do you think this means, Lady Bracknell?
I dare not even suspect, Dr. Chasuble. I need hardly to tell you that in families of high authority, strange coincidences are not supposed to occur. They are hardly considered the thing.
Uncle Jack's strangely irritated.
Your guardian has a very emotional nature.
This noise is extremely unpleasant. It sounds as if you were having an argument. I dislike arguments of any kind. They're always more and often convincing.
It has stopped now.
I wish you would arrive at some conclusion. This suspense is terrible. I hope it will last.
Is this the handbag, Miss Prism? Please, examine it carefully. The happiness of more than one life depends on your answer.
It seems to be mine. Yes, here on the locker, my initials, the bag is undoubtedly mine. I am so delighted to have it so unexpectedly restored to me. Oh, it has been a great inconvenience being without it all of these years. Oh.
Miss Prism, more is restored to you than just this handbag. I was the baby you placed in it.
You?
Yes, Mother.
Mr. Worthing, there is some error. There is the lady who can tell you who you really are.
Lady Bracknell, I hate to seem inquisitive, but could you kindly inform me who I am?
The news I have to give you not altogether please you. You are the son of my poor sister, Mrs. Moncrief, and consequently, Algernon's elder brother.
Algy's elder brother? Then I have a brother after all. I've always said I have a brother. Cecily, how could you ever doubt that I didn't have a brother? Algie, you young scoundrel, you have got to treat me with more respect in the future. You have never treated me like a brother in all your life.
Not till today, old boy, I admit.
Oh, my own! What own are you? What is your Christian name now that you have become someone else?
Oh, good heavens, I seem to have forgotten that. Your decision on the subject of my name is irrevocable, I suppose.
I never change, except in my affections.
What noble nature you have, Gwendolyn.
Then the question has got to be settled at once. On to Augusta. A moment. At the moment when Miss Prism left me in the handbag, had I been christened already?
Every luxury that money could buy, including christening, had been lavished on you by your fond and doting parents.
And I was christened, that is settled. Okay. Now, what name was I given?
Being the eldest son, you were naturally christened after your father.
Yes, but what was my father's Christian name?
I cannot at the present moment recall what the general's Christian name was, but I have no doubt he had one.
Algie, can you recollect what our father's Christian name was?
We were never on speaking terms.
Oh.
He died before I was a year old.
His name should appear in the army list of the period, I suppose.
The general was essentially a man of peace, but I have no doubt his name would appear in any military directory.
The army list of the last 40 years is up here. These delightful records should have been my constant study.
Mr. Warning.
Does he know how to read a cover?
Uncle Jackie, please. Do you read your Uncle Jack?
Oh, Edmonton! Malum, Magley, Mobsby, Migsby, Moncrief! Lieutenant, 1840. Lieutenant Colonel, Sergeant, General, 1869. Christian names. Earnest John. I've always told you my name was Earnest, Gwendolyn. And I mean, it is Earnest. I mean, my name naturally is Earnest.
Yes, I remember now that the general was called Earnest. I always knew I had a particular reason for disliking the name.
Ernest, my own Ernest. I felt from the first that you could have no other name.
Gwendolyn, it is a terrible thing to find out that suddenly all your life you have been speaking nothing but the truth. Can you forgive me?
I can, for I feel that you are sure to change.
My own one.
Leticia!
Frederick at last!
Cecily at last!
Gwendolyn at last.
My nephew. You seem to be showing signs of triviality.
Oh, on the contrary, Aunt Augusta, for the first time in my life, I seem to have realized the vital importance of being earnest.